What's up, you guys? Your boy Hinko back again with another motherfucking video. You feel me? Today I'm finna be react to this. So it's Audit the Audit. I don't know if some of you guys know, but he's like, he just be exercising his rights type shit. You know what I mean? But the title of his is this female cop messed up big time, massive lawsuit incoming. So we're gonna see what the hell going on, you feel me? But let's see let's see. My man, I'm geeked up right now. But yeah. Oh yeah, before we start the video, make sure you guys like, comment, share, subscribe, turn that post notification so you get notified when I post a video. Make sure you follow me on Instagram at ORIGINALHINKO. Got to. Come on. You gotta show me some love, man. Why you can't show nigga love? And damn, what the fuck wrong with this shit? Oh. My bad, I need to get a new chair.
Welcome to Audit the Audit, where we sort out the who and what and the right and wrong of police interactions. This episode covers trespassing, de facto arrests, and reasonable suspicion, and is brought to us by Ripple Effect Media's channel. Be sure to check out the description below and give them the credit that they deserve. On the night of September 5th, 2023, contractor Bradley Conley was resting in a vehicle after hours in the parking lot for the Monument Valley Shopping Center in Grand Junction, Colorado, which had been vacant since 2015 and was currently under construction. Mr. Conley was working on the construction of a combined Dollar Tree and Family Dollar store and had authorization to be on property after hours when Officer Tafoya of the Grand Junction Police Department noticed the vehicle in the otherwise empty lot. Officer Tafoya parked her cruiser and approached Mr. Conley on foot.
Hello. How's it going?
It's going good. I'm building the store right now. Just watching.
Okay.
Yeah.
You got stuff in there then?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
I just locked it up.
Okay. Do you have your driver's license with you?
What do I need that for?
So, I want to verify that you are supposed to be here. What kind of store are you guys working on?
We're building a Family Dollar.
Okay.
If you want, I can just open the door for you.
Okay. Who's a good contact?
I'm him.
What do you mean, I'm him?
I'm the guy.
So, do you have any paperwork or anything? I know you might have a key. You said you could lock it up or open it up and stuff like that.
I just
Do you have?
locked it up. I just got home out of
But do you have like a contact number that I could verify, like who you're leasing the property from or anything like that? So I'm a little confused. Normally people don't have any problems identifying themselves.
Well,
because I know you're doing construction from here. You told me that that's
Is that
good.
what it usually is? Nobody has any problem?
So the other thing is it's after hours. It's kind of weird to have people, even construction workers, to be on site at this time of day. How can I verify that you are supposed to be here besides you having a key to that place?
I guess just come here during the day.
Well, I don't work daytimes. You don't want to give me a phone number, and you don't want to identify yourself to me.
Well, it's not that I don't.
Hold on. That fool's stupid. Hold on.
How can I verify that you are supposed to be here besides you having a key to that place?
During the day.
I guess just come here during the day.
Well, I don't work daytimes. You don't want to give me a phone number, and you don't want to identify yourself to me.
Well, it's not that I don't want to identify you. It's just that have I committed a crime? I don't know how.
So yes,
it works.
unless I can verify you are supposed to be here, then you are trespassing.
Is that how that works?
So you're on private property, yes, sir.
I don't know how trespassing works.
Yep.
So
That's the thing, bro. Some of these, look, I'm gonna say this first though. I'm not an expert, and like, you know what I'm saying. Like I know my certain rights, but I want to learn about it because like just like in case I be ever in a situation, I want to know, like, you know what I'm saying, my rights. You know what I mean? Because like a lot of people, they don't teach you that, and I realize that, and I'm still trying to learn. I know the First Amendment. Well, hold on. Well, I know the Fourth Amendment is like no searches or seizures, like something like that. Basically, they're not being able to search your person or your I think it's your either house, car, or even your person, but without a well, as far as the house or the car, that's a warrant. But and then as far as them trying to search you, they can't do that unless they have a reasonable, articulable. Is that right? Yeah, articulable suspicion or something like that. I don't know, but I'm still learning. But yeah, I watch a lot of these stuff. Like I be scrolling, be like, okay, I be watching. I'm just like, yo, like this shit crazy. Like how see because like 9 times out of 10, I would say, bro, like when the police pull you over, either like you just like on that, like you know what I'm saying, you just want to cause problem, or there's be some people where they like when they get pulled over, they give them, you know what I'm saying, they just do whatever, you know what I'm saying, and like I'm not gonna lie, I'm one of the victims of just like letting them do whatever, but I just like I want to have that courage to be like, well, you know what I'm saying, like being able to, you know what I mean, but yeah. We gonna see, man. We gonna see. I got a lot to learn.
Private property, you're trespassing? That's the trespassing law?
Yep.
Really?
Officer Tafoya argues that unless she can verify that Mr. Conley is permitted to be in the parking lot, he is trespassing. Under Section 18-4-504 of the Colorado Revised Statutes, which is the state's third-degree criminal trespass statute, quote, a person commits the crime of third-degree criminal trespass if such person unlawfully enters or remains in or upon premises of another. Section 18-4-504.5 of the Revised Statutes defines the term premises as including real property, buildings, or other improvements thereon, so the statute would apply to the parking lot. However, as Section 18-4-201 of the Revised Statutes explains, quote, a person, quote-unquote, enters unlawfully or, quote-unquote, remains unlawfully in or upon premises when the person is not licensed, invited, or otherwise privileged to do so. While applying this standard, Mr. Conley would only be trespassing in the parking lot if he had entered the parking lot without consent from the owner or some other lawful authority to be there. Typically, a parking lot is considered to be quote-unquote open to the public during the hours that the establishment is open, and customers are considered to have a quote-unquote license to use the private parking lot without being considered trespassers during these hours. As outlined in Section 18-4-201, quote, a person who enters or remains in or upon premises that are at the time open to the public does so with license and privilege, unless the person defies a lawful order not to enter or remain, personally communicated to him or her by the owner of the premises or some other authorized person. Therefore, while an establishment is open, an individual cannot be considered to be quote-unquote trespassing in the parking lot unless they were lawfully ordered not to enter or to leave. Now, on the other hand, once the premises are closed to the public, the implied invitation to use the parking lot is typically terminated, and at that point, an individual entering the property could be doing so without the owner's consent. In other words, even though the lot is open to the public in the daytime, after hours, the owner has not extended an invitation to the public, and an individual's unconsented presence in the parking lot could be deemed trespass if they did not otherwise have permission or authority to be there. Here, Officer Tafoya's argument is essentially that Mr. Conley has an obligation to prove to her that he has consent to be on the private property, and that she can arrest him for trespassing if he does not. We will discuss the merit of this argument later in this episode, but for now, it is important to understand that individuals can be convicted for trespassing for both entering and remaining on someone else's property without their permission or other lawful authority.
Do you mind if I step out? I don't want you to...
If you just want to hang tight, I have another officer coming,
Sure.
So we'll just hang out and we'll wait and we'll just go through that. You don't have any weapons or anything
There's
in your
no
vehicle?
not one weapon
Okay.
in here, no.
Okay.
I mean you no ill will or no harm. And I don't mean any disrespect whatsoever, but you're not going to get my ID.
Rocking
I promise you that.
ponytail.
I'm not committing a crime. I'm supposed to be.
No, not the
So
ponytail.
it'd probably
the
be
bun.
best if you just left me alone.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm sorry you feel that way.
No, that's just the way it is. That's the law.
What do you mean it would be
bad.
bad?
I'm over here talking over.
If you just left, supposed to be here. You get my ID? I promise you that. I'm not committing a crime. I'm supposed to be here. So it'd probably be best if you just left me alone.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm sorry you feel that way.
No, that's just the way it is. That's the law.
What do you mean it would be best?
You got your body camera?
Absolutely.
Okay, awesome. You'll be on YouTube, and it's not a big deal, but it is a big deal because if I haven't committed a crime, which I haven't, it's going to be best for you, your department, everything, as far as looks, if you just did the right thing, did your job.
Would you mind, while I'm here, just keeping your hands where I can see them?
Yeah.
Thank you, sir.
That's why I asked you if you want me to step out.
Okay. And like I said, we'll wait for my partner to get here and we'll go through all of that.
What was your name?
I'm Officer Tafoya.
Your badge number?
17-8.
That was very good.
All right, Officer Dressel, so we're going to go around to the other side. This gentleman agreed. He's going to step out of his vehicle. He's refusing to identify himself. He said he's not going to identify himself.
What I said was,
and that it would be best for us
wanted to just make sure
leave.
she was here alone.
So
make sure that
I do have an open container there. So. And he says he's not trespassing, so we'll go around and...
Okay.
Okay.
So do me a favor, set the car off. Thank you.
3531 Oklahoma plate.
You want to detain him?
Yeah.
Come on
Charles
out.
Paul Mary 496.
I'm going to put my shoes on if you don't mind.
Well, just if you don't mind opening the door so I can at least see what's going on down there. Does that make sense?
Sure.
Yeah, I see the wrench and stuff, so.
Yeah, all my tools are right inside that building too.
Okay. Oh, you got a little partner there. Hey,
Yeah,
buddy.
she goes everywhere I go.
Oh, young lady.
And like I explained to her, I have no ill will, no weapons in the car, so.
Okay. Is there a reason you don't want to identify yourself?
I'm a constitutional right advocate first and foremost. Second, I just build stores, and I've been down here 7 weeks building that one, making sure there's been some suspicious, weird activity, and there's been other officers around here.
She's not going to come out, is she?
She might. I don't know.
Okay.
All right. So, sir, I am going to detain you, okay? I do need to identify yourself. You're refusing to identify yourself.
What, have I committed a crime? I know I've asked that. What's the crime?
You're trespassing, and you do have an open container in
I'm
your
on
vehicle
private
as well.
property, right?
Yes. So I do need you to go ahead and turn around and put your hands behind your back, please. Turn your hands, please.
35 years old.
And I don't obviously consent to any search or seizure.
Do you have a wallet or anything on you?
I do not.
Okay.
There's nothing on me.
Once Officer Dressler arrives on the scene as backup, Officer Tafoya, quote-unquote, detains Mr. Conley in handcuffs. As the 10th Circuit Court of Appeals explained...
Like, I feel like, bro, like, I've watched, like, a lot of these videos, bro, and it's like, these cops are taking advantage of that power that they have, so-called power that they have, like, with them being an officer, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's just like, look, maybe I'm not saying it right, but like, what I'm trying to say is, it's sad that, like, cops can't even, like, control their temper and they're so quick to do something, you know what I mean? Like and not trying to figure out, like, what's going on. And I'm not trying to say that to, like, you know what I'm saying, like, it's always going to be after cops, you feel me? It's always going to be like that, but I don't know. It's just like, I don't know, bro. I'm just talking.
2002 case of United States versus Neff, police officers are authorized to take some measures to protect themselves or maintain the status quo during a valid Terry stop, which may include the use of handcuffs when the circumstances reasonably warrant such measures. However, the scope and intrusiveness of the detention must be reasonably related to the circumstances that justified the stop in the first place. And if a police-citizen encounter exceeds what is reasonably necessary for the Terry investigation, the detention becomes a so-called de facto arrest that must be supported by probable cause. In the Neff case, although the court noted that, quote, a Terry stop does not become unreasonable just because police officers use handcuffs on a subject, it also concluded that the use of handcuffs was only appropriate when, quote, there was a reasonable articulable ground for fearing danger from the suspects. Similarly, in the 1994 case of U.S. versus Melendez Garcia, the 10th Circuit concluded that the display of weapons and use of handcuffs exceeded the permissible scope of a Terry stop for a potential drug offense because, now quoting, there was no evidence or testimony from the police that they had reason to believe these particular suspects had guns or were violent, or that the circumstances of this particular encounter warranted the unusual intrusiveness of handcuffing the defendants during the Terry stop. Now, in Mr. Conley's case, the officer's decision to handcuff him appears to lack a specific justification as required by the relevant case law. And given that Mr. Conley was calm, compliant, nonviolent, had no weapons, was suspected of a minor offense, and did not attempt to flee, it seems likely that a court would conclude that the use of handcuffs here transformed the quote-unquote detention into a so-called de facto arrest requiring probable cause, particularly considering the extended duration of his handcuffing we will see as the encounter continues.
And I know you said you've been previously contacted by law enforcement. Have you been contacted by law enforcement
Here.
at this address before?
Well, yeah, they stopped by all the time. Not contacted, they just came through and seen how I was doing when I was working.
Well, that's completely different, right?
Yeah. Well,
Okay. Was that daytime or nighttime?
Nighttime.
Okay.
And daytime, both. But I'm not answering any more questions, and I'm not talking to you.
Okay.
And I have a campsite in Fruta up here.
So how could we mediate this
I
or
don't know.
mitigate this for next
I'm
time?
not talking. You can do it and say whatever you want. I'm not answering your questions.
So I would say probably in
And
the
I'm
future.
trying to be respectful to you, but
Well, it's kind of rude if you're interrupting me,
Well,
isn't
it's
it?
kind of rude that I'm in handcuffs
Yeah.
right now. You expect me to be happy? I'm not. The best thing that I told you before, the best thing you could...
Hey, that's real, bro. And look, I ain't never been handcuffed. You know what I'm saying? I ain't never been in jail. I ain't never been in handcuffs. So I can't say how that feel. But, like, it's just the fact that, like, bruh, cops, like, think that, oh, like, they tell you to calm down, especially in certain situations. It's like, bro, why you telling me to calm down? Like, it's like, few things might be running through your mind. It's like, either I'm finna be in handcuffs and they finna take me, or something bad's finna happen, or, you know what I'm saying, you just, like, in certain situations, you just probably think of the worst, you know what I mean, and just, like, you just hope that neither one of those happen. But, yeah, it's crazy, but I'm finna play it back, though.
Rude if you're interrupting me,
Well,
isn't
it's
it?
kind of rude that I'm in handcuffs right now. You can do it and say whatever you want. I'm not answering your questions.
So I would say probably in
And
the
I'm
future.
trying to be respectful to you, but
Well, it's kind of rude if you're interrupting me,
Well,
isn't
it's
it?
kind of rude that I'm in handcuffs right now. You expect me to be happy? I'm not. The best thing that I told you before, the best thing you could do is just go about your way. I'm not breaking a law.
Well, I'm sorry, I'm trying to help you, but
You're not helping me by handcuffing me. Are you
can I
kidding
say
me?
something?
No, I don't want to hear your bull.
Okay.
If you want to contact the owner of the property, go ahead. I can't tell you anything else. And yes, I know him personally. I'm building his 18,000 square foot.
So how do I get a hold of the owner?
I got his number.
Okay.
Do you?
Can I get that from you?
Hell no.
Okay.
Get it another way, or just take my word for it. Or if nobody's made a complaint that I'm trespassing, go along your way. But I know one thing you have about...
Man, I can already tell, like, just the way he's talking, bro. He ain't got nothing to worry about. Like, he ain't got nothing to worry about. He probably was waiting for this moment. Like, he's like, I'm waiting for this one of these motherfuckers trying me. And there you go. You know what I'm saying? They say you keep playing with fire, you gonna get burnt. So that's what that is.
20 minutes? And either way, it doesn't matter to me because I've litigated before.
So whose car is this?
Sir, I don't answer questions.
Well, it's not yours. You're not the registered owner.
I don't answer questions, sir.
Okay, so
I haven't committed a crime.
yeah, you have.
What crime?
You're in a parking lot of a closed business.
Not a crime,
Nothing's
sir.
open.
Not a crime.
And you are trespassing.
Trespassing, that's not
Absolutely.
how it works, sir. It's
Yeah,
not.
it's-
With all due respect,
Go ahead.
that's not how it works. Trespassing, you got to be asked to leave if you are, and if given the opportunity to actually leave. And you should know this.
So a reasonable person that
May I
says,
have your name and
Yeah, absolutely. I'll even give you a business card. You want to just, let me speak for a second.
Articulate it. Just it's on camera. I just want it.
So a reasonable person who's in this situation who says, I know the owner, would say, hey, if we call this guy and he tells you that he knows
I'm a constitutional right advocate. You don't have the right to just come up and put me in handcuffs and demand that I ID, sir. Without due respect.
Copy. Yeah,
This
it
isn't
looks like
Nazi Germany.
it's not.
You're absolutely right. It's not. And a reasonable person in a situation like this who says, yeah, my name is Officer Dressel, 2017.
Officer, if you could get a supervisor out here, that'd be awesome.
So, yeah, we'll work on that.
Okay, thank you.
So
now, other than that, I don't answer questions.
Reasonable
and
person.
I'm not committing a crime.
Okay.
So you're doing this all without me committing a crime. And I know the law very well. And I don't break it.
Okay.
And this ain't breaking the law. And you can't just come up and either detain or arrest. Now, if you tell me you're going to arrest me or else me give you my name, I will. At any point during this. If you say, hey, my name is Brad, by the way, because you told me your name and badge number, I appreciate it. Hey, Brad, we're going to arrest you if you don't give me your name. I'll give you my name gladly. Other than that, I have nothing more to say, and you're not getting my name or fingerprint reader or any of that. And there's nothing illegal in there, but it'd be really nice to let me put on a sweatshirt right there. It's kind of chilly out there. Or just let me go.
So, you know, I know you don't want to listen to us and you're not going to, but
I'll listen to you.
this all could have been, like,
It could all been okay if she walked up and said, what are you doing? And I said, hey, here's what I'm doing. I'm building a store.
You know, let me speak without interrupting me?
I mean, with all due respect, once again, I don't want to hear it, man. I've heard it a million times.
Well, I don't want to hear it either.
I don't want to hear cops playing. Well, what are you going to do? I've already told you. I'll give you my name if you say you're going to arrest me if I don't. Otherwise, kick rocks. And I'm not trying to be disrespectful, but you're violating my rights right now. I've said it several times. I'm saying it again. I haven't broken a law. And you can't tell me a law except I'm trespassing, which I'm absolutely 100% not. Like I said, there's no reason for this. I have no ill will, no harm or nothing. You could take these off and I could put a sweatshirt on. They're going to end up coming off anyways. You just are used to stepping up on people and stepping on their rights, right? It's so ugly. This is why I do this. Maybe after this you'll have a better understanding and maybe you'll treat people with respect. My channel.
I swear, bro, like that. You know what would be killing me, bro? Like when folks, like when they just be like putting cops in their place. That should be killing me. And then they be like see, like I'm thinking probably when his supervisor pull up, they probably gonna be like either like seeing that if he's right or wrong, you know, see how the situation is, but like they might even release him because like literally they didn't find nothing. Like he did not commit no crime at all. Like he just posted up in his car. And as far as like the trespassing thing, obviously like because I'm not, like I said before, I'm not the best at everything, but I do know about that trespassing. You can't tell somebody they trespass unless the owner or people that's working over there or owner or whatever says, make sure this, you know what I'm saying, this person don't come back on this property no more type shit. You feel me? So this is like, you know what I'm saying, a little bit of that, a little bit of this, you know what I mean?
Got several officers fired that have laughed, and I've warned the same way. I know you're not understanding. I see it in your face. Coming in hot. Is this a supervisor?
Yes, sir.
Hello.
Hey. Good evening.
Here, your first name is Brad.
Sure. What's your name? Your badge
My name is Corporal Mosier.
Corporal?
Yep.
Okay, and your badge number?
17-5.
1705?
17-5.
17-5.
Yep.
It's cold out here, and these are not doing anything. I'd like to be able to put a shirt on.
Okay, I would like to be able for you to do that too.
Okay.
But we have to proceed with our investigation before.
Okay, go ahead and proceed then.
Okay. So it's my understanding the officers told you were contacted for trespassing.
Yeah.
I get you have a reason for being here.
Yeah, and that's not how trespassing law works. And as a corporal, you know that.
Yeah.
If you guys don't want me here, the owner, which they don't care if I'm here.
Okay.
But say they did, you'd have to ask me to leave and give me the opportunity to leave.
Okay.
And I would.
So we operate our contacts based off reasonable suspicion, which
Right.
is what they are doing.
Right.
Which gives us the authority to identify
What's
you.
your reasonable articulate suspicion? That I've committed a crime.
Yeah.
What's the crime?
Trespassing.
That's not how trespassing law works.
Okay.
No, it's not.
I'm sorry you disagree, but that's what the contact's for.
That really sucks that you think that.
Okay.
But
So
I haven't committed a crime.
Okay. So I'm telling you what we're
You
doing.
need a crime to get my
Okay.
ID. You know how the ID statutes work.
Well, we're going in circles if you don't want to talk.
Mr. Conley argues that he does not
Crazy
have to
email.
identify himself because the officers do not have reasonable suspicion of a crime. Under Section 16-3-103 of the Colorado Revised Statutes, the state's so-called Stop and Identify statute, quote, "A peace officer may stop any person who he reasonably suspects is committing, has committed, or is about to commit a crime, and may require him to give his name and address, identification if available, and an explanation of his actions. However, as we have discussed before here on ATA, if an officer does not have reasonable articulable suspicion to believe that an
But who the fuck she thinks she is? Who the fuck these two look like? Boy, that hat is dumb as hell. Like what the? Put what? A snapback? Like this shit crazy, bro. Oh my god, man. F the cops, honestly, man. They pulling this type of bullshit off, man. That shit crazy.
individual is involved in criminal activity, individuals are under no legal obligation to identify themselves, even in states with stop and ID statutes. In Mr. Conley's case, the officer's only reason for detaining him was that he was on private property at night. As the Supreme Court explained in the infamous Terry case, quote, "In justifying the particular intrusion, the police officer must be able to point to specific and articulable facts which, taken together with rational inferences from those facts, reasonably warrant that intrusion. It is imperative that the facts be judged against an objective standard. Would the facts available to the officer at the moment of the seizure or the search warrant a man of reasonable caution in the belief that the action taken was appropriate? Anything less would invite intrusions upon constitutionally guaranteed rights based on nothing more substantial than inarticulate hunches, a result this court has consistently refused to sanction. Applying this standard, the Supreme Court of Colorado held in the 2012 case of People versus Revol that officers did not have reasonable suspicion to detain an individual who was present late at night in a parking lot in an area with a history of robberies next to a closed business, who engaged in behavior similar to someone staking out a business or scanning for police and attempted to avoid contact with police. Based on this precedent and the requirement that officers have specific and articulable facts to justify reasonable suspicion, Mr. Conley would have a strong argument that the officers did not have reasonable suspicion to detain him or require him to identify himself.
Well, I don't really care.
So it's been explained
I'm
to you.
not
You're
trying to
outside.
be a jerk.
If you know the owners and they're letting you stay here,
Right.
let me call them to confirm.
Go ahead. I'm
What's
not
their-
giving you any
okay.
number. It's 2 a.m. If you want, the
So
only
go
thing
ahead,
I will
but
do.
I can't call them. I
The
don't
only
understand
thing I will
what's
do
going
for you is I will open that building. I have the codes. I'm the GC here.
on. Okay.
I'm not doing
Just
it.
because you have access to the building doesn't mean you have authority to be here after hours.
Okay, well, or you can we can wait here until 7 a.m. when the superintendent gets here. Right.
Right
and
now,
this
you
isn't
are the one
reasonable. I'm not doing
prolonging the
anything.
stop.
I'm not doing anything wrong. No,
And right
because
now,
you guys could get in
you
your
are the
car
one
and leave.
prolonging the stop.
You could let me go, which is the right thing. That's what right now
Once
you're
we
violating my
identify you,
rights
that very
by
well
having me
may
in
be.
here and having me out here, and I haven't committed a crime.
What
the
happens?
only way that you are getting my ID is if you tell me, Brad, I'm going to arrest you if you don't give it to me. If you say that, I'll give you my ID. Otherwise, I'm going to tell you right now, this isn't working out for you guys. I haven't committed a crime. I'm not in the middle of a crime. You know how RAS works. You're not stupid. You would think that you would know, especially you as a corporal, the law on IDing.
Okay.
And if you don't,
let
that
me
sucks.
ask you this real quick, sir. So this little device I brought out is a fingerprint scanner.
Yeah, I'm not touching that
Okay,
fingerprints.
that was my next question.
Yeah.
I was asking if you comply with that.
No, I'm not complying with anything with my ID. Give me your papers. Give me your papers. I'll tell you what. There is another way to get my ID.
What is
Show
it?
me your ID. I don't care about
I'm not
that.
under suspicion of a crime right now.
And neither am I. I
You
haven't
are
committed
trespassing.
no.
Okay.
That's not how trespassing
You want
works.
to stay with him?
If you ask
We'll
me,
do another out there.
if you ask me,
We'll be right back, Brad. See what else is stressful.
about ready to take these off me.
So we are being advised that the parking lot we're on actually has been recently developed and belongs to the church right over there. So we're getting in contact with the church owners and see if they wish to pursue any trespassing charges. The other thing too is I also have probable cause for an open marijuana container in your vehicle. And we do have a city ordinance.
Marijuana in my
We have a city ordinance that does not allow camping on city property or within city limits.
I'm not camping.
So I would like to let you know that I do have probable cause for at least 2 of those 3 charges once we get a hold of the owner.
Not true.
If they choose to pursue trespassing charges, I can charge you with that as well.
You can trespass
At this time, I would like to leave it up to you whether you would like to identify yourself.
You let go and you go on your way. That's the only thing.
Are you willing to identify yourself?
There is no other answer except no.
Well, I will be charging you with open container.
You're going to charge me with open container.
Do you have your driver's license on you, or is it in your vehicle?
So am I under arrest?
Yes.
I am under arrest?
Yes.
Okay. It's right there in my door.
And what is your first name, sir?
Bradley. B-R-A-D-L-E-Y. I still haven't committed a crime.
And what is your middle name?
My last name is Conley.
What is your middle name?
C-O-N-L-E-Y.
What is your middle name?
Middle initial is W.
After muting her body camera for approximately 13 minutes, Officer Tafoya informs Mr. Conley that she has probable cause to charge him with an open marijuana container offense and a violation of a local ordinance that prohibits camping. Now, while marijuana is legal in the state of Colorado, Section 42-4-1305.5 of the Colorado Revised Statutes prohibits a citizen from knowingly using or consuming marijuana or having open marijuana containers in their possession while in the passenger area of a motor vehicle. However, the statute explicitly states that it only applies on public highways and the rights-of-way of public highways. Accordingly, it is likely that a court would find that the officers did not have probable cause to arrest or cite Mr. Conley for an open marijuana container, as he was parked in a private parking lot. As for the so-called camping offense, although Section 12.04.080 of the Grand Junction Municipal Code does prohibit so-called camping without authorization, and Section 12.04.060 includes in the definition of a so-called encampment using a vehicle to sleep, this prohibition only applies to public property and property owned by other governmental entities. Therefore, because Mr. Conley was on private property, the court would almost certainly conclude that the officers did not have probable cause to charge Mr. Conley with a violation of the city ordinance prohibiting unauthorized camping.
Copy. Would he like to pursue trespassing charges? Copy. Thank you. So we're going to walk over to my patrol vehicle and just walk forward.
Can I call someone to come get my dog?
Yeah, we'll get to that here in a minute. All right. And before I put you in there, I do have to search you. Do you have anything on you that's going to poke me, stick me?
Nope. And I don't.
No needles, nothing like that?
No.
Okay. Well, you're in custody, so you don't have to consent.
I'm going in the front?
Nope. Yes, they did want to pursue trespassing charges.
Officer Tafoya informs Mr. Conley that the owner of the property wants to pursue trespassing charges against him. Although Mr. Conley was parked in front of the dollar store, the portion of the parking lot he was parked in was actually a separate parcel of land that belonged to Life Community Church. According to Officer Tafoya's police report, while Mr. Conley was detained in handcuffs, Corporal Mosier contacted a representative of the church, who indicated that he wished to pursue trespassing charges against Mr. Conley.
I'm not sure what my corporal told them. I wasn't with him when he called them.
You guys can't, since there's no complaint, you know that you can't solicit a trespass, right? I got it. Get it open?
Alright, sir, I'm going to have you step out of the vehicle for me. I have a summons for you. Can you face the car for me? Can you shut that door? Okay.
Where would I FOIA request you?
I'll take this. What's that?
Where do I get FOIA? Is that at your department?
You do have to go through our, I think it's through our records department.
Where's that located?
We are located at 555 Ute Avenue. That's where our police department is.
And then you'll be pulling the file. How many complaints you got? I bet it's a lot. Come here, baby. Come here. Come here. Come here. Come here. Sit. Sit. It's okay. Don't pull my pants down.
That's a very good dog you have on, sir.
Yeah, I know it is. What you guys just did is very ugly. And thousands of people will be calling.
Are they releasing him? That
Don't
hell
come up here.
yeah.
That's a very good dog you have on, sir.
Yeah, I know it is. What you guys just did is very
Because they know they
ugly.
fucked up. Like,
And
that's
thousands
just what
of
it
people
is.
will be calling the department, I promise. And I've said that before, and people don't understand. But what you just did, that's garbage, man. You can't solicit a trespass. I bet I'm not even trespassed. And I know the owner of this whole entire property very well. I deal with him every day.
Apparently not, because I spoke with the property owner of this property, and he does not know you.
Okay. Whatever, yeah. Would you take the handcuffs off so I can get on my way?
So, Dressel, did we put his property in
Yeah,
the
your
vehicle?
phone and the change that we got in your pockets.
Of course it is.
In
I'm
the
gonna come
bed
down
of
in
the
the
truck.
morning and FOIA request his body.
Damn.
Everything that you said, keep in mind.
Dog finna attack that motherfucker.
Yeah, I know they are.
Alright, so I'm gonna remove the handcuffs and I need you to
Remove
keep,
them.
I need you to keep your
I
hands
know
behind,
what to do. Quit giving me directives, please. I'm not doing anything unlawful.
and I'll need you to keep your hands
doing
behind
this
your
to a
back
citizen.
until
Oh,
I
I know,
tell you
I
you can
am.
relax. Keep your hands behind your back for me.
Yeah. I don't have to do what you say.
Alright, so now since you know you're not allowed here, we'll ask you to leave.
I'll be here tomorrow. Work.
Oh.
Get me there.
Okay.
After issuing Mr. Conley a citation for
tweaking. I
third-degree
like the fuck.
trespassing and the open marijuana container, the officer allowed Mr. Conley to leave. According to updates shared by Mr. Conley on his YouTube channel, he obtained legal counsel, and both charges were eventually dismissed. He also indicated that he intends to file a federal civil rights lawsuit against the officers involved. Overall, Officer Tafoya, Officer Dressler, and Corporal Mosier get an F for likely detaining Mr. Conley without reasonable suspicion, conducting an unlawful de facto arrest without probable cause by handcuffing Mr. Conley without justification, and demonstrating a deficiency of knowledge regarding both constitutional law and Colorado criminal statutes. Not only did the officers incorrectly claim to have probable cause for open marijuana container and unauthorized camping offenses when Mr. Conley was on private property, but also, as Officer Tafoya articulated to Mr. Conley, the officers all seemed to believe it was Mr. Conley's obligation to prove he was on the property lawfully, rather than the officer's responsibility to investigate and obtain reasonable articulable suspicion before detaining him. The officers then seized him for an extended period of time in handcuffs and a tank top, despite the lack of any objective evidence suggesting a safety concern or flight risk, and ultimately cited him with 2 criminal charges. While Mr. Conley was on the church property, he obviously believed he was parked in the shopping center lot, and given the lack of any clear division between the lots, it was an easily understandable and correctable mistake. And I cannot even begin to understand the motivation for subjecting Mr. Conley to such treatment for peacefully sleeping in a vehicle in a parking lot. Not only was this encounter a likely violation of Mr. Conley's constitutional rights, but it was a tremendous waste of department time and resources. And Mr. Conley gets an A-, because although he did demonstrate some confusion about the Colorado trespassing laws, and could have asserted his Fifth Amendment right to remain silent more effectively, he maintained a respectful and calm demeanor throughout the interaction and repeatedly refused to identify himself when he was not legally required to do so. Mr. Conley should also be commended for complying with officer commands while verbally challenging their lawfulness, sharing the interaction on his YouTube channel, fighting the charges against him in court, and pursuing accountability through a civil lawsuit after the encounter. Mr. Conley's arrest highlights the importance of not only asserting one's rights during a police interaction, but also following up in the courtroom, both through defending against criminal charges and, when possible, seeking accountability through a civil rights lawsuit. Let us know if there is an interaction or legal topic that you would like us to discuss in the comments below. Thank you.
That shit crazy, man. Like, guys, like, I pray. I'm thankful to God that I haven't been through no situation like that. But God, like that's a scary. That's scary. But that's the end of the video. Thank you guys for watching. Make sure you like, comment, share, subscribe. Turn that post notification so you get notified when I post a video. Follow me on Instagram at ORIGINALHINKO. Gotta do that for sure. And y'all send me like vids and stuff. So you know what I'm saying. Like let me know.